What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of another Disney podcast. That's right, we are back. I would love to say we're better than ever, but I don't know. We haven't done the show yet, so we're just going to have to see. But I'm here with my main men, Dave and Rob, and we're doing it
Rob
for
to the
you.
fuzz. Rob to the fuzz.
Rob to the fuzz.
I like
The
that.
fuzz, the
The
fuzz.
song. Yes.
Rob has a hat on tonight.
Dude, I like,
Oh.
I'm like, well, I gotta put a hat on. I have a great story about this hat. I don't know if we can talk about it later, but
Tell the story, dude. Tell the story.
right off the bat.
Tell
Yes,
us.
This is when Bon Jovi got inducted to the Hall of Fame, this hat,
Oh,
right? And
okay.
I was on a cruise. I brought the hat, and the hat went flying off into the Bahama waters, and I lost the hat. I was so bummed. And it was a very limited edition hat. And I looked for like 2.5 years on eBay, and I finally found the hat, the limited edition Bon Jovi into the Hall of Fame hat, and I got it back. So I'm so happy I got the hat back. I just got it back like 6 months ago. They got inducted a couple years ago, but
Nice. Well, maybe somebody found it in the Bahama waters and then they put it on eBay.
They're like,
it
I
was-
don't want this.
It was great. It was the guy who lived in Cleveland near the Hall of Fame. He collected hats. He was selling like
Oh.
200 different hats on eBay, and this was one of them.
Wow.
So it's a great story. But
Wow.
yeah, I'm sorry to start off with
Worked
love
out. It worked out.
that. Yes.
Good
What's up,
times.
guys.
It's good to
What's
be
up, guys?
back with the crew.
I feel like I haven't talked to you guys for like a year.
I know.
It feels like
Brandon
forever.
went out of town. I went out of town.
Um,
Rob is now inundated with work. So,
Yes, that is true.
Rob, how's your YouTube life going?
It's going great. You know, I think I don't know if I told you guys I started to. Well, I had these other channels, and I never really did anything with them, but I kicked them back. A channel just for theme park retro, and another channel called Drop That Rope, and my channel, Rob Fuzz. But I've been having a lot of fun. Just a lot of like TV specials and old rides, and it's just all in one place now. So it's not, my channel is everything. I'm having a lot of fun. Every night there's a theme park show, and every morning I do it like a current ride show on the Drop That Rope channel. So I've just been having a lot of
Nice.
fun with it. So but thanks for asking, Dave.
Yeah, man.
I guess I should be a good guy and maybe subscribe to those.
Yeah.
channels.
And we show this show on my channel too, which is awesome.
right.
Thank you. On my Rob Fuzz.
Typically on Thursdays when we release it on a normal Friday, but that's
Yeah.
been a while.
Yeah, it's fun. We're turning a lot of people onto this show, which is good.
Yeah.
Good news. So
It's always good when we turn people on
yeah.
To the show.
to the
To
show.
Yes. I knew they were going to comment on that. So
Oh, goodness.
Well, this is going to be a news heavy episode, so I better get my glasses so I can see. If
Well,
you're not
that means-
watching
that
YouTube,
means-
you are missing out.
whoa, I love those glasses. Oh,
Here you go, bro. Let me
Brandon's
just-
reaction was the best.
how,
Nice.
how thick are those things?
That's what
He wants to say.
I don't know. But my family burst into laughter when I put them
I
on.
love
They came in the mail today. I
love
think
'em.
they're extremely meant to be funny, and it's working.
Nice.
So
Okay.
now you got to go to our YouTube channel and check out.
Check it out.
these
I mean, Dave actually went on the internet and purchased these,
on
paid-
purpose.
paid someone money,
Yes. Yes.
They look
and
like
they
TV
delivered them to
screens.
his house.
I like
They
that.
do.
Yes.
They kind of do look like TV screens.
Love it.
Yeah. My daughter was like, I mean, they'd be cool without the blue ring around them.
That's my favorite part. That's
I
the
know.
funny part.
That
They
was the
look kind
point.
of
I
like
was like,
Tron.
I immediately saw those. It was a Facebook ad, and I was like, "Oh my god, those are stupid!" And I immediately went and bought them.
I love they targeted them for crazy glasses. I love that.
That's right, idiots like
Yeah.
me.
Nice.
Guys around the horn. I'll go first. Oh yeah, I'm kicking it back to a beer that I've had since I went on vacation with Brandon.
Wow, that was
I
a
was
while
holding
ago.
on to it. You cannot get this in every state. If you are a energy drink fan, I typically like the white cans of the 16 ounce of, I think they're the sugar free or calorie free Monster Energy drink, the all white cans. Well, Monster Energy now makes adult beverages, and they
Nice.
call it Beast. And I guess Beast just means it have
These
alcohol.
guys
So
are professionals.
release the Beast.
Let's see that.
But you can only get them in like 4 states right now. I don't understand like that. Are they trying to roll it out to build like excitement? I don't know why, but yeah, this is Peach Perfect.
Ooh,
But let me
I
see the
guess
label.
that's after the film. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't get this. It has like
Really?
the Beast.
Oh, that's so
eye.
cool.
Yeah, that's it.
I have tasted it. It's very sweet.
Yeah,
it's
it's a
good,
little
but
too
it's
sweet.
very sweet. But
So cheers to you guys.
so is Dave.
Cheers, nice.
What do you have, Rob?
So, I'm. These guys are professionals. I knew,
What are you
of
talking
course,
about? Yours is great.
Dave was going to
When you-
know this.
When you hear mine, you're going to be like, that guy is not a professional.
You are though. So I'm not a big hard cider guy, but I know Dave is.
I love ciders.
This is part of the 6 collection I bought a couple weeks ago for the
Nice.
show.
Strongbow
hard ciders, golden apples. So
Rob bought a Rando 6-0. That's what I call it. A
Rando 6.
yeah, so I'm gonna open that up. I'm gonna try it. Hold on a sec. Of course,
Let us know. Let us know what it tastes like.
Oh, by the way, I'm gonna divert because you're gonna laugh. First music video ever on MTV. Do you know what it is?
Take On
The
Me by
Buggles video killed the
You got it.
radio star.
You got
Yes,
it. Ready
sir.
for this? Come on. That's Steve glasses.
There it is.
Steve's glasses.
The Bungle glasses. The guy
You're
in
welcome.
the band. The guy in the band
Oh.
his glasses just look exactly like the guy from the Bungles. Look
There
at
you
that.
go.
I knew I saw those somewhere. So not to
That's
interrupt. Okay.
that's pretty good that you remembered that.
I know it looked just like the Bungles.
You remember some random things.
I know.
Um,
This is really
I'm
good.
way behind my time.
Is it good?
Yes, it is.
All right, here's mine. I went economic friendly today. This
Oh,
is
Natty Bo.
Hopping Nomad IPA. Now, let me tell you the best part about this. This came from Aldi, ladies and gentlemen. This is Aldi IPA. I think a
Wow.
6-pack of this bad boy costs $7.99.
Yes, isn't it great? Aldi's amazing. We do,
And
a
it's
lot of
actually
regular stuff.
it's actually pretty good. I mean, it doesn't have a high alcohol content. I think it's only like 4.6, but it tastes like an IPA, and it only cost me $8.
$7.99 equals 4.6.
That's right,
just how it
baby.
works out.
Love it.
So that's what I'm drinking.
That's awesome.
All right, let's jump in. This is a heavy news because there's just been a lot of newsworthy conversations, and we're going to
Hey,
land
where's the heavy news music? Come
the
on,
plane.
slack
Oh,
it.
you got it. Let's see.
Do 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 do.
This just
There
in.
we go.
This
Nice.
just in from
Nice.
Disney.
There it is.
Yeah, I don't know where to go from here.
Well, we kind of did a show like 2 weeks ago, and then we
It was
kind
like
of
an impromptu because
yeah, and in between the other show and this show, a lot of this stuff hit. So
Yeah,
and that other show was unplanned, and Brandon was just like, "Let's do it."
let's do it. Yeah, 100%. So I'll just
Okay.
start off the news. I mean, I found this rather surprising. This will come out on Friday, so we are coming up on the holiday weekend. It is Memorial Day weekend this weekend, and surprisingly, reservations are wide open for this weekend.
Say
that is-
what?
Say what? That's not usual for any holiday weekend. Josh Damara said we expect to see some moderation in the demand at Walt Disney World. According to the 4 Disney Park Pass theme park reservation calendars that we monitor, there isn't a single sold out theme park ticket for any type during Memorial Day weekend.
Wow.
So I feel like that is the first time since they reopened for COVID
Yeah.
that a holidays rolled around and one of the theme parks or one of the ticket types was not sold out. So I
Yeah.
found that super surprising.
I mean,
do you generally go on holiday weekends? Would you have gone this
No,
weekend?
I generally try to stay away on holidays.
yeah.
Unless it's Christmas time. I think that's the only holiday I go because I love Christmas. But
But it goes
yeah.
so long that you don't actually go like around the holiday date.
I think I've been there like on December 21st.
Yeah, that's close.
That's about
enough
as
for me.
close as I get.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
But yeah,
when we
just
would all-
go ahead.
when we would go for the Osborne family Christmas tree light special, I don't know what it's called. Like we would go like as early as we could, like the December 8th. We would try to land, and because it was still pre-Christmas crowds, but you get the Christmas
Feeling.
jam. Yeah.
We
Rob,
always
have you
went-
been for the holidays to the
Yeah,
world?
we always go like right after Thanksgiving. Like
Nice,
right-
nice.
when they just converted it over. I think one time we went like they literally converted it while we were there, so which was kind of cool. So a
Yeah,
couple
that's a
times.
good
I've been
time.
there.
That's a good time to go right after the Halloween, or
I agree.
excuse me, the Thanksgiving, because most people wait till that second week of December
Yeah.
to venture. So
Yeah.
that's when we usually try to go to the parks as locals as well.
Yeah.
That first week of decorations
times.
aren't full and things like that. Yep.
Yeah, it's interesting that they're not full. I don't know what that means. Like,
I mean,
it's like, well, are people just waiting for summer vacation?
Yeah.
Could this be the first legit slowdown because it's not the 50th? I mean, I guess it's worth asking.
It is worth asking. And I mean, just some stats that I saw in the Blog Mickey article, wait times during May 23 are down nearly 25% from May 22.
It's like a sale.
And then your average wait times are down 18% when compared to the same time frame in 2022. So
join us this May for 25% off all wait times.
I'll take that sale.
You purchase your ticket now, we can guarantee you'll wait 6 minutes less for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
This just in. I don't know why I keep doing that.
I don't know. It just feels like Memorial Day just I don't know, came up so quick. I don't know.
It did happen fast.
It's like spring, boom.
The year is definitely flying by.
Good story.
So, yeah.
Okay, I'll do one that I wanted to talk about that's oldish, but happened since we've had a show. So I guess it's not that old. And before we get into the rest of them, because they kind of all coincide and lead into our topic. And that is, and I think this is kind of a big deal. So during COVID, California was a challenging state to live in, be in, work in. You kind of heard a lot of people, or at least you heard stories and read a lot of articles and saw some like YouTube clips about people leaving California because they just didn't like what it was like under COVID. Like the lockdown was too intense and all this kind of stuff. And so during that time, Disney actually announced that they were going to move 2,000 jobs out of California to Florida.
Yeah.
Well, they're not going to say this, so I will, but they have abandoned that plan, and I'm 100% sure it's because of what's going on with DeSantis. Now, they didn't, DeSantis, whatever.
DeSantis.
The douchebag. So that they came out. So I'll read the release to the team, which is kind of funny because like they weren't making people move, but then some decided to, and they haven't even broken ground on it, but some have already moved. So it's kind of a mess. And now they're abandoning it altogether. So it's just pretty wild. So
people even move when they didn't even start building.
I don't know. I mean, I guess to get there and get into the system and get into like figure out your bearings. I have no idea, but team, I wanted to let you know that we have just begun communication regarding our update plans for it's called Lake Nona campus, and Brandon could probably speak to it, but it's about 20 minutes from the Disney park. Yeah, so it's pretty close. As many of you know, the company had decided to build a new Disney campus in Lake Nona, and many cast members, Imagineers, and employees were asked to commit to making a move to Florida. While some were excited about the new campus, I know this decision and circumstances surrounding it have been difficult for others. Here we go. Given the considerable changes that have occurred since the announcement of this project, including new leadership, Iger, and the changing business conditions, Florida issues, we have decided not to move forward with construction of the campus. This was not an easy decision to make. What, really? But I believe it's the right one. As a result, we will no longer be asking our employees to relocate. However, for those who have already moved, we will talk to you individually about your situation. That's literally what it says.
That's crazy.
Including the possibility of moving you back. So that's going to come out of Disney's pocket, clearly, when it's worded like that. Yeah. It's clear to me that the power of this brand comes from the incredible people, and we are committed to handling the situation with care and compassion. This is also like a whole other story, but it really came from this kind of email that came from Disney leadership. I remain optimistic about the direction of our Walt Disney World business. We have plans to invest $17 billion and create 13,000 jobs over the next 10 years. They didn't say Florida specifically, but I feel like this has since come out and it's been like specifically that money, that 17 billion is specifically for Florida Disney theme parks over the next like I'm almost certain that they have like somebody pinned Iger down and made him like, what does that mean? And it was, so it's not like 17 billion in the Walt Disney Company. It's 17 billion over 10 years for Florida parks. So we are committed to our team and who calls Central Florida home, and all of our cast members around the world. I want to thank you for your continued dedication to Disney Parks experience and products for delivering world-class entertainment for our guests. So that was from Josh tomorrow. So now it was going to be like 6 office buildings. So it was going to be a pretty expansive campus, and now that's not happening. Sure, you can blame it on like Chapek being gone and changes and blah blah blah, but this is clearly and as a direct result of what's going on with the Reedy Creek battle and all of that. And it's challenging. I watched a Wall Street Journal like YouTube clip. It was like 3 or 4 minutes long of a guy who's like been studying this as it's been unfolding, and it was several like $100,000 to $150,000 jobs that would have been placed at this campus. So I mean, that's a lot of like people coming in and buying homes and living in your community and spending money in Central Florida that are now gone over this kind of like really silly political like fight for what it is. So anyway, I just think it's kind of a big deal. So that tells me that where they're at in California, they're just staying because they're like, we'll move you back if you want to come back. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, go ahead, Rob.
No, I have no much thoughts, but go ahead. Much thoughts.
Just having just living in this climate, 100%. I think it's a big screw you to the leadership of Florida. If you want to pick a fight with the number one employer in your state, the biggest single site employer in your state that brings millions of tourism dollars and revenue and jobs, we won't invest this money in it. So it's tiresome. I mean, it's on the news everywhere, every morning driving to school, every morning driving to work, like they're talking about it. So it's interesting that they are going to not move that here, but I was encouraged to hear about them investing that money in the parks. Josh talked a lot about it being within the bounds of the park, like just upgrading attractions and experiences, and then expanding a little bit outside, because I guess technically Tron is outside the bounds of Magic Kingdom. So they expanded the footprint of Magic Kingdom a little bit to build Tron. So I was encouraged by that. So put that together with his blue sky ideas, and maybe some fun stuff will happen for the parks in Florida.
Yeah.
What exactly was it? It was just office buildings that were general...
they were moving, like they were pissed off at California and the way things were going there. And so they were moving 2,000 employees and building a whole new campus in Central Florida.
Yeah. And they were moving a lot of Imagineering here.
Yeah.
That's what I thought I read. Yeah.
And so, it was just, they didn't like the political climate in California during COVID. And now they obviously don't like the political climate in Florida after COVID. So they said, well, let's pick the lesser of two evils.
Yeah. So the official breakdown, Rob, is the site plan would have called for 6 office buildings, 2 flex space buildings, and a central plant totaling over 1.8 million square feet. The campus would have been utilized by the Disney Parks division, and the relocation of 2,000 cast members from California to Orlando. It was originally announced in July of 2021. The move was previously delayed from a 2023 move-in date all the way to 2026, and now it's just gone. Done. Dunzo.
Done for.
So, yeah.
I just don't understand why they would put it. I'm looking on Google Maps, by the way. It's right next to Orlando International Airport. I don't know why they have all that land in Disney World, why they just wouldn't put it on their property, but I just don't understand that. But maybe,
I don't know.
Doesn't make sense to me, but well, whatever. At 100%, that's the climate in Florida is not good. So I get it.
Nationally and globally, I feel like it's kind of all over the place, but that's just my 10 cents.
True. Very true. Very true.
Yep.
All right, let's do it.
All right, let's do it. The thing we came here to talk about.
Yeah.
If you have been living under a rock,
I have.
You probably have not heard about this. But if you have not, it's been everywhere, and it's really not unexpected, I would say.
I'm waiting for a Brandon exact days it was open.
I know. I meant to look it up.
One fact I saw, it lasted less time than the NBA experience.
Oh my God. That's awful.
Funny, so.
And I'm
But we
back.
didn't even talk about it yet. So.
That's
I'm back.
it's no good.
It's no good. Disney World has announced that the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser will be closing forever on October 1st, 2023.
Dang. Last
the
voyage, September 28th. Oh, wait, is that later?
Yeah, September 28th through the 30th. Last voyage.
Crazy.
So we all saw, I mean, we talked about this umpteen times on our show. And we always said, hey, we could do a whole 2-hour show on the Galactic Star Cruiser. Well, hey, we're going to get our chance now.
Nice. Well,
So, yeah,
time out. Did it actually say it is closing forever? Or
yes.
Yes.
It says 100% will be closing permanently on October 1st, 2023.
Last voyage, September 28th through September 30.
Okay. As that entity.
As that entity.
Yes, entity. Maybe I said it wrong. So, but I'm looking at the article, and there's a lot of dates open. I don't know if they're coming back and saying it's never going to last anymore. What it's going to look like. They paused reservations for, I believe in a couple of days it's going to be open again. So I think the 26th, I think they're going to.
Now, it's worth talking about that. Previously, they had announced that the first big news of this a few weeks ago was that starting like October, maybe October 6th or something, they were doing it to just like basically one voyage a week. So it was going to be open 2 days a week beginning in October. And so I guess if you were smart, the writing was on the wall that, wow, that's a big difference. But I still think going from 2 days a week to we're not operating anymore is a massive difference.
Yeah, that's a huge difference. 100%.
I don't understand any of it. I don't understand why they built it. And if you built it, like, I don't understand why they just fold on it. That feels like a cop out to me. That feels like, did you even get like, the world is still recovering from COVID. Like, did you really give it a fair chance? Or is this like, was this so much Chapek that they just want to like, I'm asking genuine questions. I don't know. I was never really fully invested in it. I mean, I can tell you the problem. You cut the price in half. You don't have enough rooms for the amount of people to go. Just saying. I think the problem was not the experience. It was the cost.
Oh,
Four, it's worth saying, the smallest hotel rooms on all of Disney property, including value resorts. So this
100%.
premium experience was 150 square feet of livable space.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think that the price obviously was the factor. And like we've always talked about, I think your audience is a limiting factor. Like, this is exciting for Star Wars fanboys, right? Like the huge diehard fans that want to go into the totally immersive experience and don't mind paying $6,000.
But yeah, I mean, it's so technically it's like what, Rob, 4,800 to 7,000 something
pretty much.
Per,
depends how many
like,
people
depending on how many people are in the room, how many people are going. It's a lot, and that's why, like, I mean, I say that jokingly, but like, you cut this, like, you make this like a $3,500 experience. There's not enough days in the week. I'm telling you, and it's like they didn't even try. But I mean, well, let me ask you this: do you think that they didn't try because everybody that would have paid full price would have been livid? Well, that happens with so many other things.
Anything.
Yeah. Anyway, continue, Brandon.
No, as I was saying, it's not like an all-star music resort, or like I go back to the California Grill because I love the California Grill again and again and again. Like with the Star Wars, I feel like with this hotel, it was very limited. It was very specific. So once you went and experienced it, if you paid $6,000 again next year, your experience is going to be pretty much the same. Now, I think that that's what limited. It's not worth $6,000 to have the same experience.
Yeah. I don't understand. I mean, well, they did talk about it when they had announced, or around the time that they had announced. I mean, it was literally just like 2 weeks ago. It was like the middle of May, Yeah, no, sorry, it was May 4th because like Star Wars Day, they talked about it being like some Imagineers were asked, like, what are you going to do? Like, it's the same storyline no matter who, like, when you pick it, like, if you go back, it's a repeat experience,
Yeah.
you know, and they were talking about, we're thinking of ways to, like, so I mean, they weren't asleep on it. It was still new enough that I think that was a little too early in the question asking, but like, I mean, I guess if you have money to burn and you want to go 2-3 times and you don't want it to feel the same way, yeah, I get the advantage of having different storylines, but there's a lot to that. I mean, it's like there's so much cast that's involved in this to make this such a unique experience. Like, it's kind of hard to rewrite the stars, you know, and have a few storylines, but I think given time, they certainly could have done that, and they could have tied it into even like newer Star Wars releases on Disney Plus. I mean, you could have made it like there were so many creative and like intuitive ways they could have like tied into the whole ecosphere of what, you know, the Disney brand. I don't know. Like, I sound like I'm mad that it's gone. Like, I just don't understand. Like, I just feel like it's a cop out. Like, so I don't know if it's a cost savings thing or like they really just feel like they missed the mark, which maybe
could be a little bit of both. I mean, could be a little bit of both. And that leads kind of to the next story. I mean, when Walt Disney World closes, and this came from another article that came out, but when they close this September.
When they close in September is what he was going to say. We always just love to chime in when
fill in the blanks. So Brandon.
So Brandon's going to come back momentarily, and we're going to talk about when it closes in September.
Yeah.
Which, if we haven't mentioned, I think we did. The last voyage is September 28th to the 30th, and Brandon's going to lead right into what he was going to say.
When it closes in September, they'll be able to write off up to $300 million. So
that's crazy.
I don't know what this means.
I wonder what it cost.
So in the JP Morgan Global Technology Conference, Josh Tomorrow said that depreciation will accelerate between 100 million to 150 million per quarter. So it's going to close for 2 quarters. So both quarter 3 and 4, bringing the total amount of depreciation up to 300 million, which, because it's depreciating, Disney will be able to write that off as a loss.
That's crazy.
So there's a huge tax break for closing it as opposed to keeping it open and trying to make it work.
Okay. I'm going to look up what it costs to build it.
I never seen the stat. You know, like, come on. When you think about it, though, this was stacked up against the worst period of time in the history of mankind. You know, COVID, all the cruise lines closed down. It basically is a cruise, you know, like it was things. So like it went in like with such bad,
there we go.
You know, bad karma, let alone the way expensive costs. So it just, it really had a lot going against it.
So it was reported, an estimated, so this is not a factual number, estimated $2 billion to build this. Back up. I want you to like, for those of you who don't remember, I remember this. Do you guys remember when Disney bought Star Wars from George Lucas?
I did, yeah.
Do you know what the cost was?
Was it $4 billion?
$4 billion.
Yeah. Ding, 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 ding.
So it cost half of what they bought all of Star Wars for.
Yeah,
for a 100-room, 150 square foot resort.
That is crazy.
That's nuts.
That's just nuts. You know, it's funny though. But keep in mind though, when they bought Star Wars, when the first movie came out, I think they made their money back on the first movie,
for sure.
Which is crazy. So keep that in mind too. But
a lot of people don't like what they've done with Star Wars, but like, I mean, it would have been dead without somebody like Disney purchasing it. So I'm thankful that they got it and they continue to create, whether you like it or not. You know, it's something new. It's something. Like, I mean, George was done, wasn't he? I mean, he wasn't going to do anything else.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, do you guys were all like, oh, I saw this coming when I read that. And I was my jaw hit the floor. I feel like between the three of us, I was the only one that shocked them. And I think it's just like that's way too soon to have given up on this. But you guys weren't surprised. Why?
Brandon, go first.
I wasn't. I was surprised at like you. I was surprised at the speed in which they pulled the plug. I thought that this was going to be another couple years before they said, "Hey, this isn't working. Let's just kill it." So I was shocked at the time, but like we talked about, I just don't. I think it's too niche of a market. It's like if you buy a pickup truck and you put a giant lift kit and neon lights underneath of it and big spinners on it. That limits who you could resell that truck to,
Yeah.
right? And so I think this is the same with an experience. Like it was too expensive of a niche experience to be successful.
I think you hit the nail on the head there.
Yeah.
It's too expensive.
It's too expensive.
The problem. I don't think anything else is the problem, because guess what? If I am a sort of ish Star Wars fan and it's $3,000 to go into, sure, why not? Like we go to Disney enough. Let's go do something different at Disney one time. Let's go check out what this is all about. But $7,000? Oh my God, no, that's a used car.
Yeah. And I mean, $3,000 for 2 days is still way too much. I think and I talked to Troy about this from Disney Assembled. I think they need to pair it with something else. Like go to your 2-night stay at Galactic Star Cruiser. That leads into your 4-night stay at a different hotel. It's part of a bundle.
I remember that conversation.
Or the stay and play package. You know, you do the cruiser, then they put you on a boat and you go out to sea. And that's all $6,000.
That would have been genius.
That makes a lot more sense to me than just a 2-night experience. Yeah. The 2-night experience costs more than an entire week on a Disney cruise.
Yeah, it's true. Robert, I mean, what did you think when this all?
Yeah, I never thought, as much as it was and everything, one of the true signs was when they did announce it. Like I was looking on Twitter and just seeing like the responses, mainly Twitter. I was looking at just the main responses of the people that actually did it. They actually loved it. One lady was like, "Oh my God, we're looking to reserve it for next May the 4th be with you." And like anyone who actually did it, believe it or not, they loved it. Like I don't know anyone personally who did it. I know a couple of vloggers that did it for like the 6-hour experience, but that doesn't really count. But
yeah,
but I really don't know anyone who did it. And I saw another thing on Twitter too. It was kind of like 3 circles, and in each of the circles it had the different like complexity of a Star Wars fan. And literally the Star Cruiser was just in the middle, like, rich people, super diehard fans, and it broke down all the different things.
That's a good point. Yeah.
And the middle thing was such a small ratio of, of what like true Star Wars fans would do. And unfortunately, Galaxy's Edge and this hotel is not what Star Wars fans want. I think we talked about that before. So and in my heart, when we go on to the next topic, what we would we're gonna talk about that. What we would do.
Yeah.
What we would move on with.
I would tell you, I think you're right by talking about the 3 circles, because that's literally like having to throw the dart and every time hit the bullseye.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes.
It's just not like that. The likelihood is not that often.
Yeah.
So I think that's a great analogy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was a great analogy what it did. And it's just, I don't know. We'll get to that when we get to what our thoughts are. Heard some of Dave's earlier on. I really like what his trading thought was. And I actually went the opposite direction what he thought. So it's going to be interesting, our conversations coming up. So, but the writing on the wall, like you said that, like I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't see it. I really didn't.
Yeah, but when you put the pieces together like we just did, it makes sense to close it. There's no other way not to close it. Why keep it open 2 days a week, out of the 31
we have no idea what it cost, like all the staff to make that, and it's a very like let's I mean, I know I've said it multiple times, but it's 100 rooms. Like those 100 rooms aren't always completely sold out and don't always have 4 people in them. Yeah. So it's an extremely intimate experience. Yeah. So that part is a win, because you've the 3 circles, you've basically priced multiple people out. If you're not an ultimate Star Wars fan, you're not really interested, and then whatever the other circle was. So that part of it's really cool. It's extremely like probably like 50 to 1 on cast members, or maybe 10 to 1 on cast members. But you got chefs, you've got wait staff, you've got like actors, I mean, there's bartenders. There's so much going on to make this happen. So I get it. Like, I mean, I know they want to still make money, but we honestly have no idea what it costs to pull off a 2-day adventure per room, right? I wish we had those numbers, but we don't.
Yeah. And it's also specialized. Like every cast member who works there is a specialized thing that had to be specifically trained to do XYZ on
Yeah.
the Star Cruiser because it's nothing like anything else on Disney property. So, you know, we don't know what the training was, how much they pay those people. There's so much tech inside the thing that,
gosh.
God, who knows how long or how much it costs to run that.
I know.
For 2
It's a heavy lift. I'm sure it's a heavy lift for each experience.
You say there's tech on there though, Brandon. Like I never saw like, oh my God, this technology blew me away. Like you got to go see this tech.
Well, I did not say it was good tech. I just said exactly. That was tech.
Like it, be honest with you, it reminds me of like a retro like technology.
Yeah.
Like the thing, the little push buttons you do on the control room.
Yeah.
The lightsaber thing didn't impress me. The a lot of stuff just did not impress me. I don't know. And I don't know what they were thinking. The marketing on this thing to me was horrible. There was marketing on
remember that initial video that they showed? That
yeah. With the kid from the Gold
was just destroyed by everybody.
Yeah.
Out of the gate, it just had some misses for sure.
Yeah. So, but again, I haven't really experienced it. I don't even know if there's many like videos on it. Like, I mean,
I'll be transparent. The first time I saw it like in its entirety is not when all the vloggers went and had their like 6-hour thing. 3 weeks ago, Adam the Woo went and he did like 2 or 3 different videos, and I watched all of his videos, and he did a good job of like, and that's where I really kind of saw, I was like, man, it looked like there was 35 people there. That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
I mean, and it may have been, I don't know, but it was, and so he was really impressed. He was kind of wowed and blown away. So there was that. So it was kind of cool to see it through his grown man being a little kid eyes. It definitely made it like attractive. And now it makes me think like he probably knew something, because he just like randomly out of the blue went and now it's closing.
Yeah.
Well, he might be in the know.
I would love to bring my 12-year-old. He loves Star Wars.
Yeah.
I'd love to bring him. You know, it'd be awesome. But
I had a friend who just went on it last month, and huge Star Wars fan. Loved every minute of it. He said it was super immersive. It was super intimate, and it was worth every penny. But again, going back to that 3-circle bullseye, like that's 1 out of every 1,000 people. Right. And that's not going to be successful for
that might be 1 out of every 10,000 people visiting the parks.
Maybe,
right?
That, that's not a recipe for success for a $2 billion hotel.
I mean, because we've talked about it. Like Disney bought Star Wars, cool, awesome. Like, but the Star Wars Disney like crossover is what, 2%? You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not that. I mean, it's smart because you got all the Star Wars people that, and I mean, just let's be honest. I don't think I said this earlier. It could cross my mind. They hit that niche when they built the Star Wars parks on either side of the coast. Like they did it. Like that, I think fulfilled it for people. And this hotel was probably not necessary. Was it a great idea? Yeah, loved it. Like, I think it's a brilliant idea. I don't know that I can't speak to the execution. I wasn't there. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, I saw that too. Like a lot of like ex-Imagineers and a lot of people that work for Disney, they praise Disney for taking that risk, you know, for investing and doing something different.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, it was a great idea. I don't know. It was just too limited of a market. It's just like Dave said, I think building Galaxy's Edge on both coasts satisfied that niche. And like you can go and you can pilot the Falcon. Like,
are they doing it in Paris? Are they building it anywhere else?
I don't know.
No, we don't know yet.
But like, if you'd have told a Star Wars quote unquote nerd, hey, we're in 5 years, we're going to build a land that's Star Wars and you can fly the Millennium Falcon, they all would have been super proud.
Oh yeah,
like,
I'd have crapped my pants.
They would have stopped at that, and then they would have been like, "This is the most awesome thing I've ever been on," and I feel like that would have satisfied them.
Yeah. But instead, they should all buy glasses like I'm wearing.
Instead, they should have. Imagine how many of those glasses you could buy for $2 billion.
Glasses.
The Buggles.
Buggles.
The Buggles.
That's it. I'm saying bungles.
The Bugles.
The Buggles.
The Bugles are those chips that smell like feet when you open
exactly.
The boys had a great idea. They said, what about this show? What would we do? So, like, to preface it, way back in the day, we used to do this show called Reimagineer It as part of another Disney podcast family. I love it. I think it's my favorite thing that I've done, like, on all these. And unfortunately, I was not as excited about this idea, but I'm going to honor it. We're going to do it. So the guys wanted to talk about what would we basically reimagineer this space to be and do. Right? Is that basically what we want to do?
Yeah. Heck
100%.
I like
guess
Brandon's
it's
ideas. I couldn't tell already.
y'all go, like mine is a cop out because I think they should. Well, I'll tell it when it's my turn.
Rob, you should start this one.
Yes.
Yeah. Somebody, my thought is we lost enough money. Why not invest more money into it?
Boom, done.
That is my take on it. So you know what? Where the proximity of it is to Galaxy's Edge. I'm thinking more, I think half the problem, half the battle was people actually didn't like being, caved in these small
Cooped
rooms
up.
and everything,
Yeah.
cooped up. Yes. In these, you're in space and everything. I thought it was a cool idea, but maybe that just wasn't it. So my logic is, expand on it, build a bigger hotel behind it, expand all the way to Galaxy's Edge. You overlook into Galaxy's Edge. You kind of make it look like it's like a space station, and you could see the hotel from the park, from Galaxy's Edge. You expand it, and then maybe you could shift the people into this smaller space, or you could purchase, you could purchase going to eat there or something. I don't know. Just make it. I feel that 100 cabin thing with a small amount of people at that price just was never making money. Obviously, bring the price down, expand the hotel. I think I had an idea to make sounds stupid as I say it, but a huge dome pool, like make it more of a resort, make it more of a thing. Maybe you could, intertwine the technology of being into the smaller hotel with a bigger hotel and more into the park. Maybe expand it once the park closes. It's open 4 or 5 hours, Galaxy's Edge. That's part of the hotel. And the key element I thought was incorporate the old school Star Wars. Have 3 different storylines. Mandalorian, episodes 4, 5, and 6. And then if you like the older Star Wars, the new generation, 7, 8, 9, 3 different storylines, 3 different storylines, 3 different adventures. Have that incorporated into it. So, cheaper, more people. I don't maybe just don't want to hear that, more people, but obviously it didn't work that way. And then my last element too, I was thinking build like a movie theater that, how they film Mandalorian, how they film these new Star Wars shows with those real high def screens, immerse the people in the middle of the screens and have the actors interact with these high def movie theaters that, I forget what they're called. There's a technical term for them.
Like hologram?
Not kind of hologram, but like that's the way they film these Mandalorians. Like the background.
Oh
is
yeah.
high def screens and everything.
Yeah.
Like
ultra realistic, like
area.
Yeah.
And then they interact in that. So like that would be part of the storyline too. Like you would go into there, and part of the theater would be that too. So I would love to see more high tech screen technology. That was built to begin with. They never did any of that stuff.
I like it.
That's my thoughts. I don't know. I like incorporate, like, to me, the true Star Wars fan wants to see Han Solo or the Princess Leia or Luke Skywalker and the old school stuff.
Yeah,
100%.
I love the Mandalorian. I'd love to see more. And, they brought the Mandalorian into the park, but I'd love to see in there. So that
100%.
original vision of Galaxy's Edge, where they had that huge theater, where the bar and all that kind of stuff, like that original concept, I kind of guess they brought it into this Star Cruiser, but on a smaller scale. I would have loved to see them really bring that huge scale in. So I don't know. Those are just some thoughts I was thinking right off the bat.
That's good.
You
can tell Rob you'd listen to our Reimagineer It, because when we did Reimagineer It, like we said, money was no option. Spend as much money as you can.
It seems Disney, like they did.
Disney lost $2 billion on this thing, and Rob wants to build a bigger hotel. I love it.
That's right. Take that $300,000 that they'll earn in right off in depreciation value.
Once you told me that, my idea seems stupid. So
what do you got, Dave?
I should go last.
Wait, one sec. By the way, there is a space hotel in Europe. By the way, it's supposed to be phenomenal. It's actually, I wish I looked it up a little bit more, but it is like reasonably priced, and it is pretty cool. So maybe they could take a lesson on that. It has nothing to do with Disney or anything. It's just like some Europe space hotel, which is kind of
nice.
It looked kind of cool. I saw some pictures.
Nice.
Euro Disney space.
Euro Disney Space Hotel Land.
Yes.
Okay, here's my pathetic one.
Go.
Because I think I said at the top, I was like, I don't even want to do this because they should do one of three things with it. One, they should demo it, just like turn it to rubble and clear out the space. If you're not going to use it, the problem is it's 100 rooms, 150 square foot. Like it's useless in its current state. Two, don't demo it, gut it, and you turn it into like supply warehouse storage delivery space. Dream big, guys. Dream big.
They can always use that.
Or three, you know me, if you know anything about Reimagineer It, I always like went out of my way to try to do the most cost-cutting saving thing that you could possibly. The sky is the limit, and I'm all like, well, let's think about realistically what it would cost. But like in order to use it, because I wasn't smart enough to think like expand like Rob was, I'm an idiot. The only, and this is such a cop out, but like, what else can you do, right? So we don't have anything. We hardly have anything Marvel on the East Coast, and so since it's already space themed, you just go and you reconvert it to something Guardians of the Galaxy and make it that type of experience. But it's more like reasonably hotel cost nights and experiences, which makes no sense because it's right next to a park that has nothing to do with Guardians of the Galaxy, which is why I told you, like, it's rubble or storage space. Make it a delivery dock. That's what you should be like.
I love Thrifty Dave. I love him.
But I mean, like, you could like repurpose it and it's still space themed, right? It would be minimal cost. I don't know.
Yeah, I got you. I mean,
pretty pathetic, but I just think it's such a useless space, even in its current thing as Star Wars, because it's so small. I don't get it.
I got you. Yeah. So here's what I thought today. I think that this should be repurposed. It's not hotel friendly, right? It would cost too much money. It doesn't have real windows in it. It doesn't have a real food court / area in it. It doesn't have a pool in it. So it's going to cost way more money to make this a quote unquote hotel for Disney. So here's what I think they should do. I feel like they should take it, leave it in its current form, but I think it should be a mix between an adult Jedi training academy and Disney Quest. Now, hear me out, right? It's not Disney Quest, but it's a Star Wars version of Disney Quest. So basically you would pay for an extra experience. It's a day experience, right? People are going to pay for this, right? People pay $200 to go make a lightsaber that they're never going to use again. And so you make it $150, right? You get on the shuttle. They have the shuttles from Batuu to this area. You have things in there like build the lightsabers over there, get them out of Batuu, get them over to Savi's. You got much more room over there. Build like a cave and like a crazy thing to go in there and like build your lightsaber. Then once you build your lightsaber, you go and you learn how to use it, much like the tech they already have there. Just make the tech better. So you're going to go to lightsaber class and you'll learn how.
And you learn how to make things fantastical and special and dreamlike. This is what we do.
I actually like the way he's going with this. So
yeah.
It's actually interesting.
I mean,
he's coming back, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry.
Like my other, I love how he froze.
Here he comes.
You're watching
and I'm
video,
back.
it's amazing.
And I'm back. And so I froze awesome. So after that, you go to they used to have this thing in Disney Springs called The Void. It was a sweet virtual reality Star Wars experience. Put that in there. You get to fight people, you get to shoot stormtroopers, and then you build a restaurant out there that's super sit down Star Wars themed, and it's all a day experience. You buy your day at the thing that used to be the Galactic Star Cruiser, and there's different things that you do. Some of them are in Batuu Galaxy's Edge right now. You get them out of there. So the Galaxy's Edge is pretty. You take pictures there. You go to Oga's and you fly the Millennium Falcon. That's all that's there. If you want to build a droid, or if you want to build a lightsaber, or you want to eat at a cool Star Wars restaurant, it's over in this new building. The tech's already there. The building's already there. It won't serve as a normal hotel. So I think you just kind of make it this kind of thing.
Star Wars Spa.
Star Wars Spa. Yeah. Yeah.
I think you're onto something there with
I
the
love that
Void.
idea.
I did the Void as Wreck-It Ralph and as Star Wars.
The Void
That was
awesome.
awesome. And
The
that
Void
is
was
not a, like,
It just disappeared. Like, they were so
yeah,
into
they went
it, and it
bankrupt because of COVID because you couldn't put those things on your face
true.
because
Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah.
But
But that
they
was
were
one of the coolest things
awesome.
I've ever done at Disney.
Yes.
I did it 3 times in a week. Like,
And
it
if
was
you take
unbelievable.
off the goggles, it's like plywood black walls
Yeah.
and somebody making sure you walk through the correct spaces. It's
Yeah.
not a heavy lift. And that
No.
would be like an incredible
That's a
you're
great
onto
idea.
something there because all they would have to do is just gut it and put up plywood walls.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you already have the huge amount of space, and it doesn't take, other than the actual tech to make the VR, it doesn't take sets or anything like that to do.
Void was
So
awesome.
that thing was amazing. So just something like that. I just think you make that area a day experience, do what they already do, just on a smaller scale.
I like it.
Yeah, to build the Void rooms, the black rooms, that's not $2 billion,
Yeah,
but
Not $2 billion. Not at all.
I love that idea, Brandon. I say yes, let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm going to call Josh. Hold on
All
one
right,
second.
so seriously, do you think Dave's kind of bleak here? Do you think they're going to level it? Do you think they're going to get rid? What do you?
I honestly think it's going to go the way of like Discovery. What's the thing in the middle of the Seven Seas Lagoon?
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, the problem is they have a space, right? Like it would make sense to gut it and repurpose it for whatever they would like deliveries. It's got to be.
Well, the problem is it's like it's just nothing there.
But it
like,
is.
you
It
know,
is
like it's-
very Disney to
Yeah.
just close it, lock the doors, and never and somebody breaks in 40 years from now, and it's all exactly like it was. That's a very Disney thing to do. They just don't touch it.
It'll look like the bunkers in Return of the Jedi
Yeah.
on the forest moon of Endor.
I don't know what they would do to it.
I don't know what they would do, but
it's not that far from Galaxy's Edge, but it's far enough though, you know. So
Yeah.
but they do have those weird looking trucks. So
yeah.
someone was
Interesting.
joking about, of course you have the the Spirits Halloween store sign. Of course you
That
get
was
that.
instantly.
I mean, when in doubt, turn it into Spirit Halloween.
That's
It's
right.
fine. It's good.
Exactly. Yeah, and then
it's
they had
20% off all Star Wars merchandise.
Too funny. Those ugly trucks that you drove back and forth in, which I've never seen the inside of those trucks, but they're like, oh, I'd love to buy that as a camper, like it was kind of funny. But yeah, that's not a huge investment. Like, but get like 6 more of those. It just maybe it is Brandon. I love that idea.
Yeah,
It was really cool. So you sold me on it. So
All right.
I knew Brandon would have a
experience.
good one because mine is demo it or make
Yeah,
it.
mine
like,
was a little far.
Oh,
back.
and one part I forgot. I was actually talking to my buddy that I work with, James, today, and he had a great idea. Incorporate a memorabilia section, like a real memorabilia section out there for props and things from the actual movies, from the original trilogy all the way up to the newest ones. But like a true Star Wars Launch Bay had a little bit of stuff in there, but they didn't have a lot of stuff. And so I want to see, like, we wanted to see like a real like destination museum type piece.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Of
I'm
like-
sure tons of that stuff's in the archives
I mean,
somewhere.
it's in the boxes. It's in that warehouse where the Ark of the Covenant is
That's
for
exactly what I was going to say.
for Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's all in there. So I think it would be cool. We thought it would be cool if they made like a dedicated museum space with real memorabilia and artifacts from the movies.
Yeah, great idea.
Can
All
you tell I liked Reimagineer it too?
Yeah, I feel like we should do
Bring it
more of
back.
those.
We should definitely bring it back.
I'm down. I love it.
Love it.
All right, this is good. Look at that. We kept it under an hour.
It's good.
Been a fun
I
show,
feel,
guys.
I feel like we talked about good things this time.
I don't know.
When I was here.
So, like, were you guys? I don't know. I was kind of sad, but like, I don't think I would ever experience it anyway. So, like,
No, it was out of
I'm
my
not really sad
price
much
range.
about it. I don't know.
Yeah, like I said, when I read the story, I was like, it took them long enough. Like that was my reaction.
Dang.
So I didn't expect it to be successful from the moment it opened. And we talked, like I said, we talked about that
We did,
in our
yeah.
show. It was just too specialized. So
Yeah.
it's sad for people who like Star Wars. I know a couple of my friends who were super sad that it was closing, that were
Yeah.
planning on going next year, but
Right, yeah,
Alas.
I mean, for the average Joe, like you can't blame him. Like, hey, like I want to do this, but I'm going to save up. And well, you got like 4 months.
4 months.
Save quickly.
There's plenty of availability now to September.
Yeah.
One thing I did read, anyone who had it past like October 1st, they were helping them rebook it earlier during that time frame, and they were giving them 50% off to go earlier. So
Holy
That's
cow.
pretty good.
There you go. That's what I said. Cut the
Dang.
price in half.
I should have booked it. I should have booked it knowing they were closing. And just keep pushing it out.
How do you predict that?
Just keep pushing it out.
All right. So one more question.
Yes.
When it opens up in 2 days, whatever, when they actually pulled up the site and you can't see what the availability is or anything. If you go to the Star Cruiser site, how you book it, whatever, it just says come back in like 2 days, whatever. Between now and October 1st, will it sell out?
No.
Well, the last cruise is sold out.
The last cruise is.
Well,
yes.
the last one is, yes, but I don't think
Which
it'll be
I-
completely sold out. from
Maybe
now
that
until-
week of
maybe
it might.
September.
Yeah.
I think maybe September, because it doesn't change the fact if people were saving up to go on this, they don't get $6,000 sooner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
They don't come into money sooner unless they throw it
The
on
way
the credit card.
the way this wacky world works. Let's go
You
into
never know.
Hawk to go into the Star Wars.
That's
thing,
right.
Right.
Let's
Exactly. Yeah.
let's
Exactly.
owe
I'm gonna
money
take
for
out
the
a-
next
I'm gonna
5 years.
take out a loan. A payday
Let's
loan.
sell our car. Yes. So let's donate. I don't know. Body
A kidney?
parts. I don't
A
know.
kidney?
Exactly.
Donate a
don't.
kidney.
Please don't, people. Please don't listen
Yeah,
to these.
so,
two
don't
clowns.
listen to me. I'm just joking. That was a joke. Do not try this at home, kids.
Yeah.
Sorry,
But yeah-
guys. It's the Aldi IPA talking.
I have
There
a
it is.
feeling it's going to sell pretty good. I don't think it'll sell out, but I feel it will be 75% sold that last month.
Yeah.
think
I
you'll
mean,
be
you
able
may be
to-
right. Just
You'll
because
be able to do it because it's
It's
what
going
you always want
vintage,
what you
right?
can't
It's-
get, in my opinion.
Yeah,
so.
you're exactly right.
Anyone on the fence doing it, we got to go do it. Well, I don't know. It didn't leave. Again, I don't think the people that did it say it's great, but I don't think it said, oh my God, it's a must do. You got to do this. The hype is not there. No one's talking about it.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
but like, does that help that's going to close? Who knows? I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, but Disney. I mean, Disney is the king of making you think you need something. So
Yeah.
Right.
and
I think
that's
they're going to be quiet
everywhere
about this, though.
from their merchandise to the. But yeah, I don't think they're gonna like only 2 weeks left to get on. You know what I mean? Like they're just gonna let it
Yeah.
ride off into the sunset, nice and quietly, and then turn it into storage, like Dave suggested.
That's right.
Wah, wah.
They're going to move the
Wah,
Ark
wah.
of the Covenant to there.
That's right. The Ark of the Covenant will be there. So
There's another
Indy.
idea. Make it an Indiana Jones adventure because Indiana Jones is big. So.
all right.
Let's
There you
take
go.
that niche crowd and cut it into a third.
Exactly.
They charge $8,000.
That's right.
Indiana Jones is coming to Disney Plus in like a week or
is.
so. Old
Yeah.
episodes and young Indiana Jones. That's another little piece of Disney news, but that's
Be
gonna be
fun.
awesome. I can't wait. I love Indiana Jones. I got my tickets
Yeah.
for the 5th movie. I'm going first. Oh,
Nice.
second day.
Nice.
First
Nice.
day. Excited. So good show, guys.
All right, team. That'll do
Love
it.
your glasses.
I love it. Yes, it is. Here they are in all their glory.
They're
Sweet.
beautiful.
They
Video
glow in the
killed the
black
radio
light. It's
star.
pretty wild.
That's the name of the show. Video killed the radio star.
That's right.
Dave's nickname is now Mr. Buggles.
Yeah,
Mr. Buggles.
Thank you, Mr. Buggles.
All right, this was fun.
Love it. Great idea, guys. Sorry I poo-pooed
Thanks,
it with demo and storage.
Well, I mean, you got to have the voice of depression.
It's so
There you go.
funny because like we went like from like killing it to going big to like utilizing what's there. We had 3 different ideas. I actually
Yeah,
love
which
that.
is
That was
great.
really
That's what's
cool.
great about having
Yeah, it was good. Good idea.
3 people on the show. Thanks, Rob, for being on
Even
our
if
show.
we-
Thanks, Rob. Thanks for bringing the third opinion, Rob.
The one
can
that
see-
actually matters.
We can see during Reimagineer It, you're the one's going to go big on every project.
all the time, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm going to be like, well, you cut the costs and you build it out of cardboard and it'll happen.
And I'm just like, put a food court in it. It'll be awesome.
Yep.
What you should do is you should move Big Thunder Mountain to that building. I don't know if you listened back in the day, Rob, but Matthew would always just say, we do Reimagineer It. And he'd be like, well, what I would do is I would move Big Thunder Mountain to this part of the park.
That's awesome. It's too funny.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, I digress.
All right, gentle
Well, it's
giants.
good to see your
It
faces.
was great.
Good to
It
see
was
you.
great to be seen, except in these glasses.
Don't listen to your family alone.
Mr. Buggles signing out. I'm gonna go
Bicycle.
watch music videos with my glasses.
I'm gonna go watch Temple of Doom with my kid because he's going to see the Indiana Jones with me. I'm making him see all the
Oh,
movies.
nice.
So that's
Awesome.
Love those the first.
Can't wait
Enjoy
till-
that.
The monkey eating brain scene.
Yes.
I love it. All right, kids.
Why did it have to be snakes?
Why did it have to be snakes?
All right, team. Until next time. Bicycle.
Peace.
Peace later, guys.
Yeah.